Hello, everyone. Happy Pride. We're so excited for our program tonight. My name is Indra Mangal, and I work in the education department at the Asian Art Museum. We want to welcome you to tonight's virtual program and really thank you deeply for your support. It means a lot to us. We do welcome your feedback about this program and suggestions for future ones. And after the program tonight, we'll be sending you a survey and hope you'll take a few minutes to complete it. I'd like to make you aware that this program is being recorded and will be up on our YouTube station in a few days. So you can look for that. We're very thrilled tonight to work with Gay Asian Pacific Alliance Theatre, or GAPA Theatre. They're an intergenerational collective of writers, performers, and storytellers. And their mission is to mentor and support emerging queer and trans Asian Pacific Islander artists to tell their stories. You'll hear more about GAPA at the completion of the 7 vignettes, and we'll have some time for Q&A after, and we ask you to put that in the Q&A box, which is at the bottom of your screen. So I'm just going to let us take it away for now, and you'll hear more about them later. Thanks for being here.
I always wondered what the artifice wearing a towel was for, or something so threadbare it once pretended to be. I mean, we were already wandering around in the dark, pretty much naked, so what's the point? At least it was warm. The cement under my feet felt toasty. A metaphor for the furtive need to express our loins? It set the mood or hid the shame. I'd been going there for a year, ever since I turned 18. That kind of semi-naked play wasn't something that was new to me. I mean, I figured out I could earn cab fare home from school since my dad was too drunk to answer the phone. Sometimes I even got the guys who picked me up to give me a lift home. One and done, cash and carry. Thanks for the ride. I enjoyed my time there in the maze, off the clock, so to speak. Running into the occasional client was an amusing pastime, as they'd often expected I'd give it to them for free, which I'd shake off with a smile and a head twist that said no. The dark corridors had a soothing sense to them, an expansive birthing canal of sorts, often damp, and something not so creepy as they'd been when I first started going. I could picture the maze, you know, like you would a board game from above. The smooth cement floor was often punctuated with puddles of moist substances. They stopped being an unpleasant surprise and evoked a kind of muted curiosity. I'd long gotten over my squeamishness, since my day job had included other people's bodily fluids, often being sprayed about, on, or in me. Although I'd never gotten used to the eerie socially induced silence, all communication being pretty much tactile, except for eye contact, head nodding, and the occasional soft brush of a hand. The maze was oddly empty that afternoon, and also there was no way in hell I was going to let my standards down. I did that before, and shit just got weird and unexciting. I did notice that the guys I ended up with were mostly white, like my clients. I didn't think it was a bad thing, but surveying the maze wasn't an easy task, since you had to make a last-minute decision, since your potential playmate couldn't be fully into view until you were pretty much on top of him. It became my day-off playground, a place where I became the hunter and they became the hunted. Also, not having to play the part of the submissive Asian boy was, to say the least, refreshing. Sorting the crowd in silence, only penetrated by the occasional cry of ecstasy, was something that had taught me an odd form of self-esteem I didn't have in the clothed daylight when I wasn't working. No, no, no. Yawn. Takes. No. Saying no is simple. Look away, don't return the touch, keep walking. As I rounded the last twisting turn, my night vision was thrown off by a piercing feeling spot that shouldn't have been there in the first place. Blinded, I ran right into a solid wall of muscle. Being so short, my face planted into this guy's chest. Oomph! Oh shit, sorry! Oh! Came out of my mouth before I remembered that talking there was a big no-no. Oh shit, sorry! Oh! Wow. Looking up, I saw a single cocked eyebrow, this evil smirk, and the beautiful face of another Asian guy. Don't be, he replied.
Mom, do you want more rice?
Sige niya.
You go.
Sarap. I'm so full.
Hoy, you should eat some more. You're so skinny, huh?
This chicken is pretty good. What do you think, Mom?
Kev, when am I going to have grandkids?
Mom,
Mom?
God.
Your cousin, Princess, she already has 3 children, and she's younger than you, huh?
Give Kevin a break.
I'm just saying, somebody has to pass down the family name since you won't.
I know.
Kevin, when we came to this country, we wanted to give you every opportunity, and you're not even putting yourself out there.
Mom,
Actually, I have a date tonight. My coworker is setting me up with one of her girlfriends.
Wow, Bonga, that's good, Kev. Hoy, take him shopping, okay? Make sure he looks good for his date.
just because I'm gay doesn't mean I'm good at this kind of thing.
Yeah, I know, but it's so easy for you. When we moved here, you made friends so easily, and look at you, huh? So stylish, so guapo, so American.
Hey, Alex, do you think we stop by Ross on the way home?
Ross? As in Ross dress for less? No,
What's wrong with Ross?
That's like going to McDonald's for a fancy dinner.
I thought you liked McDonald's.
I do, but not on the first date.
Then where? Olive Garden? Red Lobster? Sizzler?
You are so gross and ridiculous.
Gosh.
Ay, nako, my boys. Stop trying to change the subject, huh? We're talking about grandkids. You better give me grandkids by Christmas if you love me. Ay, go. Just go naman, my high blood pressure. Whew. I think I need dessert, huh? We should get dessert. Yeah? I hear they have cassava cake here. I don't know if it's good. Maybe not as good as mine, but you know, we can try, right? Excuse me. Excuse me. Can we get menu? Can we get menu, please? Thank you.
Ugh, oh, no.
Okay, how about this?
Okay, I'm getting casual chic. You're giving me some Uniqlo realness.
Is that good?
It's not, no. Kev, chill. It'll be fine. You look good.
What do you have planned tonight?
Date night. Going out with Martin.
Is Martin that older white dude who's a professional art blogger?
No, that's Daniel.
Oh, so this one is...
Martin. How can you not know? We've been only going out for 6 months.
Does it matter? I mean, you guys just do whatever you want anyways.
Okay, well, what did that mean?
I'm just saying, look at all the older American men pining over you, willing to take care of you. What do you have to worry about, really?
Okay, that's all you think I want to be? Somebody's boy?
At least you have the option, don't you? It's not like you're gonna have kids. You don't have to worry about that.
I might want kids. And maybe Martin's the one.
Right. And you get a real job and settle down. Anything's possible.
Well, I'm gonna get going. Good luck on your date.
Oh, so soon? Okay. I'll see you later. Huh, weird. Oh, home so soon? Is there trouble in paradise?
I'm sorry. Did I disrupt you? But since you ask, no, it's not going well.
What? Did Martin find a hotter, younger version of you? Or are you just waiting for better offers?
Wow, what's your problem? How did your date go?
The usual, not great.
Oh, she didn't like your attitude either?
You know what? It's not easy for me, okay? Unlike you, white people aren't all over me. Like, what do you call them, rice queens?
What is that supposed to mean?
You know what it means.
Do you remember earlier when you said it must be so easy for me? But being straight gets you so much more than being gay, okay? The things that mom wants you to have, like having kids and family and settling down, well, those are things that I want, but you take them for granted.
Yeah, right.
You know what? Being gay and Asian in this country, it's so easy if you play the role they want you to play. But it's not me, okay? I'm so sick of it. So just stop. I overheard Martin and his friends at the club, and they were trying to get with some guy, and I confronted him about it. And you know what he said? He said that I'm his, okay? That of all the Asian guys out there, so many of them, that he chose me, okay?
Oh,
I'm
that's
his.
fucked up. That's so fucked up.
I thought this thing with him was gonna work out, so.
Alex, I'm so sorry. Hey, can I tell you something? My date tonight, she didn't like me either. She was this Asian girl, but all American acting, you know? And the moment that she saw me and realized that I was Asian, well, let's just say I've seen that look before. The, oh, he's not white look. I was paying the bill at the counter and I overheard on the phone. Apparently she was mad at her coworker for setting us up. She said she specifically wanted an all-American guy. And you know what that means.
Yeah. Kev, I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Like I said, this is not the first time. Even with your great fashion sense, I can't hide this bob.
Fuck her and fuck Martin.
What?
You heard me, bro. Fuck her and fuck Martin. Hey, we need a drink. I'll grab the Jameson.
Well, wait. Let's not drink Jameson. Let's grab some of the expensive stuff. You know that bottle of Johnny Walker?
Whoa. Why?
Because, brother, we deserve better. Come on.
What are you doing?
Bump me, brother.
I'm not bumping you. Oh, you are so juvenile. Can we just hug it out like normal people?
We haven't hugged in like years. What are you
Oh,
talking
God.
Boy, what is this pisting, huh? I'm still here. I know you're trying to have loving moment, but you better give me grandkids.
Oh,
about?
Mom. Oh.
Between the sheets at midnight beats, under fading light with a hint of amyl nitrite. The night is charged with tension, and the air reeks of deviation and sin.
Deviation and sin is all I've ever heard about love like this, but it's the closest to creation that I've ever been. It's unraveling, undressing all the baggage I brought in, and inch by inch unpacking my doubts as baby, I inch closer.
As baby, I inch closer. I can sense that want in those eyes. Like what you see? Go ahead, keep looking.
Keep looking at your hair and eyes and chest and thighs. I try to slow myself, but the excitement builds too fast until I can't get closer.
Closer, until the distance between us is desire and two pieces of fabric. Until our breaths become static. Until skin beyond skin. Until our borders become one.
Become one mind, one movement, one twisted fascination with everything underneath. Skin on top of skin, feeling the skin I'm in.
Let the flavor of my skin be your favorite. This tongue that firecracker spark. These arms, your lifeline and surrender. You wouldn't want to taste without needing to devour.
I'm tempted to nibble, to chew. A bruise left behind on the back of your neck till your body is covered in dark blue specks.
And this is how I crave, all-consuming, never halfway, half-done, half-hearted. Let me conquer every square inch of your skin, every fold, every crevice, all of your curves and edges, your length, your girth, your girth, your girth. Oh, fuck your girth!
Your girth, pulsing and pumping and actively coming, blood-filled and heart-willed till an explosive wave. No, not a wave, because...
Baby, I do not come in waves. I come in magnitudes, tsunami strong, cold water crash. Drowning has never felt better. So brace yourself for the intensities because your flesh will do more than just quiver.
Just quiver and yelp and feel stars envelop. Your arms will twinkle. Drool will sprinkle over the sheets on the floor where you spilled desire just moments before, shouting joy to the world.
And I'll scream prayers into your open mouth because tonight, God's name will be used in vain. Show you his likeness as I trace the outlines of your sweat. Call this worship. Call this service. For this body has always been holy.
Holy communion with the muse of creation, and this connection, shared direction goes beyond one interaction as we go again and again.
And again and again and again. And if you're still here by morning, stick around. There's a whole lot more where that came from.
Oh yeah, Daddy. Oh yeah, you like that? Oh my gosh. Oh yes. Oh, just give it to me. Oh, I feel so lucky to be with you, Daddy. Yes. Oh yes. Oh, just all through the night. Just give it to me. Oh yes. Oh, was that it? Your jizz is leaking out of my butt. You got a towel?
Yeah, it's over there, next to the dresser, and the money's on the dresser too.
Oh, thanks. Hey, by the way, could you drop me off where we met? You're kind of out of the way.
Yeah, just give me a little bit to get my juices back up.
Yeah, I'm just going home. It's no hurry. Tomorrow ain't a school day.
Oh my, school? What college do you go to?
Not college, high school. I'm a senior at Coburn High.
Oh, my goodness. I knew you were young, but not that young.
Yeah, I act old for my age. Had to grow up fast.
So you live with your parents? Aren't you worried about them?
Both work the night shift. They don't even know I'm here.
Oh, so you're basically on your own. That's what you mean by growing up fast.
It's been like that ever since my family moved from Manila 10 years ago.
Huh. That's about the same time I got here.
Oh yeah? Where are you from?
It's some small town in the Central Valley.
You mean like farms with cows and pig shit? I mean, that's neat. I've never been outside of the city.
Yeah, trust me, you're not missing much. There's so much more here.
Well, yeah, it's a big city.
Homosexuals walking down the street on every corner, popping up like mushrooms. It's not like that in the boondocks.
For sure. And the homo part really works out for me. I mean, I've been interested in guys since before I even knew what being gay meant. Thank God I found sex. Or should I say, sex found me.
It's nothing like being a horny teenager.
When it's good, it feels like I'm flying. Like I'm Superman, leaving my life behind.
Yeah, it can be pretty great.
It's even better when I get paid for it. Hustling just makes everything so easy. Just stand out there on the corner and an hour later, I'm stroking some guy's dick. And then I can just walk out the door knowing I don't have to beg my parents to buy me anything.
Yeah, not complicated at all. So, how long have you been doing this?
Oh, maybe a year and a half. But I've been messing around since I was 14. You can always count on hawks chasing after chicken, am I right?
You're more experienced than I am.
Oh, but you look as old as my dad.
Excuse me? That doesn't mean a thing. I never did anything for the longest time. This is supposed to be sinful, and I still feel really dirty doing this.
Really? I never feel bad about having sex with guys at all. I guess sometimes I do get scared how other people might treat me, though.
Well, I get both of those emotions. It's the worst of both worlds.
Well, must have been different for you growing up.
It didn't help. My mother, she took all her frustrations on me after my dad left, and she found something wrong with everything I did. It wasn't any better at school. I never did well in class. Plus, we were poor, so the townies took every opportunity to remind us we were trash.
Oh, yeah, I see people like that around all the time.
As a teenager, I convinced myself I was terrible. It wasn't hard to do. I never got over it. I did all I could do to disappear, but it just made me more of a target.
I'm so sorry.
Making it worse, I could tell I was different. I didn't understand how. But I knew it was something bad. There were too many quiet, fearful moments. Having butterflies when a strong, kind man was near.
Sounds like you had a lot to go through.
Especially the queer stuff. Right after high school, I ended up getting work at my local church. That place will suck the air out of you, but being around priests, widows, and nags, giving their henpecked husbands a day off, it meant I didn't have to think about how I felt.
But how could you deny it? Weren't you a horny teenager too?
There was a priest. I wanted to get close to him. He started paying attention to me, and one day he just disappeared. I think he got transferred to the Midwest. I thought he was being punished for my bad thoughts. After all, I just kept it all down, I felt.
You know, it's hard for me to put myself in your shoes. I'm like the complete opposite.
You really are. I stress about everything. It seems like you could care less. Like this hustling gig. Don't you worry about diseases?
I just go to city clinic and get a shot.
Ah, glory of gay sex in the 1970s. Screw all you want and penicillin cures your ills.
Yep. good as new.
But what about getting hurt? There's some strange folks out there.
I guess I've been lucky. Everyone I've met has been nice, no crazy ones. But then again, I'm not some lanky white kid in short shorts. Maybe the ones that pick me up see something else in me.
What? I don't understand.
The money, the sex, it's great, don't get me wrong. But what really gets me? To be touched, to be held, to feel wanted, even if it is for a quick wham bam.
Well, that's pretty universal.
I get so lonely. I don't have a lot of close friends, and I keep it that way. I mean, I remember being a happy kid, but I started closing off once I got to junior high. I started accepting that I might be gay. I didn't want anyone to see that.
But what about your family?
I hardly ever see my mom and dad. They're always working, and they don't know me. They just, want me to go to college, become a success.
Like every parent's dream.
But they don't hug me. They don't say, I love you. It's just not something we do. So maybe the guys who pick me up can see that missing part.
Don't you think the other kids on the street might feel the same?
Well, that's what I tell myself. I mean, why else would I get noticed? I'm nothing special. I'm so skinny. I have bad skin. I don't know how to act or what to say.
That's not what I see in you. Maybe you're just looking for excuses to hate yourself.
Well, that's not so hard to do. Everyone at school ignores me anyway. I just walk down the halls, floating from room to room like a ghost. Invisible. But when I'm out there on that street corner, under the glow of the street lamps,
suddenly everyone's attention is on you. Clark Kent turns into Superman.
Up and away, right?
Yeah, at least you have somewhere to go.
I know I have it better than others. I don't have to hit the meat rack every day or at all. And my family hasn't kicked me out. I appreciate what I have.
How did you get started doing this then?
I mean, waiting for the bus, I caught on pretty quickly. Seeing guys go in and out of cars. So I started hanging out, pretending to be sexy like them. And I never thought it would happen to me. Until one day someone took me home and gave me money without being asked.
So this is what makes you feel wanted?
Don't you want to feel wanted?
I gave up on that a long time ago.
Don't you want to fall in love?
Have you ever fallen in love?
Not yet, but I want to.
I fell in love once. This college kid started working at the parish, and during summer break, he brought up those butterfly feelings. I didn't want to fight it anymore. One day while we were sitting around laughing and talking, he reaches over and grabs me and kisses me. It felt like the skies opened up and the sun shone down. That's when I knew I was in love.
You're describing my dreams.
Yeah, but we got reckless. Some old witch saw us behind the church, just holding hands. I was fired. After 12 years, that's all it took. Thrown out on the street.
Wait. That really happens?
All the time. I lost my job. I lost him. I lost all the stability I had worked so hard for. I never want to go through that again.
I'm scared of that too. But I can't stay hidden away, always afraid. I want to be able to walk down the street, just not caring, like I'm bulletproof.
It sounds like you desperately need to be seen.
Listen, there's this kid at my school, Super loud, super swishy. You can't miss him. And I know all the other kids are saying nasty things about him behind his back, but I'm so jealous of him. He doesn't give a fuck what other people think. He's just out there being who he is.
That is literally my worst nightmare.
That's my perfect world.
It's not that simple out there. You've never had the excitement of being at a highway rest stop during a raid, desperately trying to avoid the headlights of the squad car.
Holy shit.
How about outrunning a pack of wolves yelling faggot because you made the mistake of taking a look at one of them and he saw the weakness in you.
Damn. That would drive anyone back into the closet.
Yeah, this closet thing it's complicated.
What do you mean?
When I'm in the closet, I almost feel whole. Nobody knows that part of me, and I'm just a plain old boring, ordinary man that the people can ignore. But once I'm out, that's all people can see of me. All I am is a homosexual defined by my condition.
But coming out isn't for others to see you. It's for you to see yourself.
All I see is me, trapped in a little glass box, visible, but invisible.
So, are you saying I should stay in the closet?
No. I'm sorry. That's just my teenage self taking over. I disappear. I become invisible because I let other people treat me that way. I don't have to fight. I convinced myself a long time ago I was not ready for that, and people take advantage of that.
Maybe we're not so different after all. I mean, you could be talking about me right now.
Except you could change. When I was your age, nobody guessed that homosexuals would be parading down the street, flaunting themselves, demanding to be seen. You have a good sense of yourself. You can be bold and you can stand up and be counted.
I'm just a kid. How am I supposed to do that?
I'll tell you a secret. I may look different, I may act different, but inside, I'm still the same teenager I was back then, confused and scared, ashamed, and praying not to be noticed. It doesn't seem like you.
I hope not.
If you think time will change you to be the person you want to be, it just gets harder as the years go by. Don't have regret. Don't wait till you're set in your ways, or you're too lazy to change.
That's easy for you to say.
If I could talk to my younger self, this is what I'd tell him. Don't be afraid. You are stronger than you think. You don't need other people to tell you who you are or who you can be.
That all it takes?
Oh, hell, why am I talking so much? Isn't this supposed to be about sex?
It still is, isn't it?
I can't know what your place in life is like, and everyone's different. It's not my place to say anything.
But it's something that I need to hear. I get it. You don't want me to end up where you are.
You're young. You can make your own decisions.
But it doesn't mean I have to make them on my own. And it sure seems like you've still got some fight left in you. But if you really want to change the subject.
Yeah, we can get going if you like.
You know what? You're giving me a lot to think about. And I already told you, I'm in no hurry. Unless you have to get up early in the morning.
No, it's the weekend. I can stay up all night.
Well, you can stay up all night. You want to see my impression of Superman? Up, up, and away.
Let's go see Star Wars Land tomorrow. The hotel shuttle leaves at 8. Good night, Mom. Good night, Dad.
You've had that app on your phone for so long. Now you're far from home. It's okay. Nobody will recognize you here. Do it.
What was that? I thought I heard something. Is everything okay?
No, I'm fine, Mom. I was just texting my friends.
Okay. Okay, good night.
Hey guys, I've never done this before. I don't really know what to say.
Dick pic.
I don't really do that.
Dick pic.
Okay, I'm not talking to you anymore. This guy has a nice body. Hey, how are you?
Ew. No Asians.
What?
No Asians, no fats. Really? Did you even read my bio? I'm blocking you.
Johnny, who is out there with you?
There's no one here, Mom. This guy's only 300 feet away. Would you like to meet?
Yeah, you're really cute.
Hi.
Hey.
He does not look anything like his grinder picture. What are you going to do?
So, do you have a place where we can, you know?
No. I thought you had a place of your own. Unfortunately, my family's sleeping in mine.
He has a family. You're going to let a father with a 3-year-old daughter blow you?
What about out here? You know, right behind those bushes? No one's gonna see us.
I'm sorry, I don't really know about that.
It's fine. But you know, I did come out here to do some hot stuff with you.
I know, but it's...
Johnny, who are you talking to?
Dick pic.
Come on. What are you afraid of? It's only gonna take a quick second.
Dick pic.
Really? Really now? You're just gonna leave me out here with my pants down? The least that you can do is do me right now.
Dick pic. Dick pic. Dick pic.
Johnny, this is not how we raised you. Out on the street? Really?
Stop! What is it now?
Your body looks just like mine when I was your age. It's like looking in a mirror.
That's a strange thing to say.
I know, but I feel like I couldn't pass by your profile without saying anything.
Did you come out during that time?
I wasn't even coming out to myself, really. What about you?
I guess I'm the same as well. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm a top or a bottom. I don't even know any other gay people in real life. I couldn't talk to anyone about this, not even my parents. They have no idea how lonely I felt. What was I supposed to do? Ask them how gay sex works? Ask them if my feelings were okay? Not disgusting? I felt disgusting for the longest time, so I tried to stifle that part of me. And this is how my mom finds out. She has no idea how lonely I was.
I didn't know anything back then either. And I wish I had someone there to help me along. Hey, be safe out there. Always use protection and don't let anyone pressure you into doing something you don't want to do.
It's a whole new world. It's so scary on this app.
This app isn't all there is out there. Listen, there's good people out there, willing and able to help you. You just gotta find them.
My family's on vacation here, and we're only in Anaheim for a few more days. Would you maybe want to grab coffee with me tomorrow?
Sure, my treat.
Mom? Mom, is that you? Did you just hear everything?
You're here to visit Disneyland with your family and you're on a hookup app. What about your childhood?
A modern day coming of age, I suppose.
I was 4 years old, bright-eyed and curious. I was fascinated with paper dolls. The colors, the dresses, the variety. They can be whoever they want to be. I was 8 at the underwear aisle. I separated from my mom again. And as I wandered through lines and lines of briefs and abs and Abercrombie models, something inside me awakened. And I have never enjoyed getting lost so much. I was 16 when I had my first boyfriend. I was still mostly traditional, so my wanting to introduce him to my family, I came out to my mom as bisexual. The first thing she said is to always wear a condom. The second, to choose what is moral. As if something inherently evil is inside of me. As if this heart is something could easily flick. I was 17 when I decided to go back to church. Decided to pray the gay away. Decided to finally have myself fixed. But the eyes were always watching, prying, judging. And they called me out, called my gestures too soft, my voice too shrill, my strut too obvious, called me shame, disgrace, abomination, sin. Oh, how they call pride a sin. But not hate, not spite, not bigotry. If embracing this self means hell, if loving this person means judgment, then baptize me in brimstone and fire. Let those who are holy be the first to cast a stone. Let me be damned. Gather all your sinners. You're unseen, you're unheard, you're abandoned. The bearded lady in the pink dress, the man with battle scars across his chest, the kid with green hair and 3-inch heels. Call this shame. Call this sin. Call this community. Call this home. Blood may be thicker than water, but the sea of queer people is what keeps me afloat. So for the parts of us who are too afraid to step out, the families torn broken, the youth cut short, the flags and rainbows bloodied, for everyone who cannot march with us, we rise together. We march with pride.
Hey, babe, can you hear me?
Hello?
Brendan?
Hello, Adrian.
Hello?
Adrian! Yo, Adrian!
Brend, oh, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, it's good to see you.
you too. So handsome.
No, you. Did you just wake up?
A little while ago, got a little time before work tonight. How are you holding up?
I could use a nap. Feeling a bit weird.
What's wrong?
I think it's just that everything happened so suddenly. Working from home, can't go out, can't be there with you.
Feeling overwhelmed?
Almost. Thankfully, I've got Pokemon and Zelda to distract from it all.
We got that switch just in time.
Definitely. I'm really worried about you, though.
Hey, you know me. If anyone can get through this, it's me.
I know, but you know me. Always worrying.
Yeah.
How are things with you?
Worried too, but okay. Work is chaotic.
How so?
Everyone is figuring things out on the fly. Like the processes for checking in patients changes from hospital to hospital.
Oh, wow.
You should see the ambulance bays. It's like something out of a sci-fi. Hallways curtained off and nurses covered head to toe.
Sounds surreal. Then again, everything is surreal right now.
And I'm also realizing how much of a germaphobe I am. I've been washing my hands so much, they're all dry and cracked.
I've been super paranoid too.
And it doesn't help that I keep seeing people wearing their mask wrong.
Wrong how?
Like having their nose exposed or leaving the bottom part of their mask loose so it's not properly sealed, which totally defeats the purpose.
Jesus.
And all the fucking misinformation that's going around.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that online. My dad's friend sent him this one video that was banned.
Oh, was it the one that's like, doctors are lying except the ones who agree with me?
Yeah, I pushed back some, but it was pissing me off. I had to leave the room.
I don't blame you. I'm getting pissed off just thinking about it.
I'm sorry for stressing you out before work.
No, it's okay. But I do need to get ready.
I should let you go then.
Yeah, and you can take your nap.
Yep. Have a good night. Be safe. I love you.
I love you too. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Sweet. How are you?
I'm okay. Sleep schedule is fucked, but what's new?
What do you do today?
Not much. Work, YouTube, porn, the usual.
Nice.
Miss you.
I miss you too.
How are you?
Surviving?
That's good. How are things going?
They asked us EMTs to help out at sniffs.
What are sniffs again?
Skilled nursing facilities.
Ah, right, so no more driving.
Just for now, since not as many people are taking ambulances.
Right, because everyone's afraid to go to the hospital. The sniffs are struggling?
Yeah, a lot of them are experiencing outbreaks. The one I'm at only had one nurse on staff.
What?
The others were out sick or unaccounted for. And it's only her third day on the job.
Shit, no wonder they're desperate for help.
Yeah,
That's worrying.
yep.
Was she freaked out?
She's actually nice and bubbly.
Really?
My partner was like, she has no idea what she's getting into.
How are you holding up?
Exhausted.
Are you able to get any rest on your days off?
Not really. It's like I need those days just to recover and then start all over again.
I'm sorry, baby. I wish I could hold you.
Me too. But I'm going to try to sleep some more.
Okay. Hey,
Hey,
what's wrong?
the patient passed away.
Oh no.
Two, actually. The other one was yesterday with the other team.
Are you okay?
I'm devastated, but it's even worse for the nurse, the one that I was telling you about.
The new one?
Yeah, she's on duty both nights.
Shit.
She held it together real well, but as soon as the guys from the morgue left, she broke down crying.
I don't blame her.
The CNAs were real sweet. They all hugged her, told her that she did a good job. I stayed for a while after my shift ended to finish taking vitals. Felt like it's the least that I could do.
I'm sure they appreciated it.
Yeah,
You holding up okay?
like a bun.
Is there anything I can do?
Keep me company till I fall asleep.
Of course. Hey, babe.
Hey,
How are you?
tired, but what's new?
You sleeping okay?
Not really.
How come?
Just stress.
You been drinking?
No?
Really?
Yeah.
You should go to sleep.
I know, but I'm mega bummed. My weekend is almost over.
Yeah.
Wish you were here.
Me too.
What should we do now?
I'm gonna go. You should go to sleep.
Wait,
Hmm?
stay a little longer, please.
Why?
I've been drinking.
I know.
Is it that obvious?
I know you.
I'm sorry I'm like this.
I'm here. Talk to me.
It's just, I keep dreaming. I'm at work, taking a patient's vital, and then I wake up, roll over, and I'm in the next patient's room. Over and over. Nightmare fuel for days.
I'm sorry, love.
I'm sorry I lied.
Why did you?
I'm just embarrassed that I have this problem.
You were doing really well, but then all this shit happened.
It's a big problem with first responders, and I guess I'm no exception.
With everything going on, I don't blame you.
We cool?
Yeah,
Sick.
it still bothers me, but I understand.
That's fair. I'll work on it.
We'll get through this.
Yeah.
Is there anything I can do?
You're already doing it.
What should we do now?
I should sleep.
You sure?
Yeah.
You gonna be okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Night. I love you.
Good night, baby. I love you too. Sweet dreams. Hey, sweetie.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm in surprisingly good spirits.
Yeah?
Like everything still sucks, but it's all outside that door.
That's good.
It feels fragile, but I'm good right now.
That's good.
How are you?
I feel like I'm getting more of a handle on things. Still can't do much for work, but I'm okay with that. Fuck work.
That's the spirit.
Been reaching out to friends more, checking in and such.
How are they?
I think we're all mostly on the same page. Things are probably gonna be fucked for a while, but staying hopeful.
We'll get through this too.
What?
Sorry, it's a quote from The Walking Dead. We'll get through this too. Talking about how we will adapt and continue living.
What's that line from Jurassic Park? Life finds a way.
Fuck. I miss you.
You're off tomorrow, right? Maybe we can go for a walk or something.
I'd like that.
Hey, you know what? It's our 1 year this week.
I've been thinking about that too. Should we do something?
I was trying to think of something all day with no luck. But I think I just thought of something.
What is it?
You know those beach towels I got?
Like the pizza one?
And the watermelon one?
Oh yeah.
We could set those up in the backyard and have some food, like a socially distant picnic.
Yo, I'm hella down.
It's a date. I'm excited.
Me too.
Okay, think about what you want to eat. I'll try to think of ideas too, but for now, I think I'm in need of a nap.
Hell yeah. I'll take one too. We can nap together.
Sweet dreams, my love.
You too, baby.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, babe. I love you.
I love you too.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being at GAPA Theatre's first virtual performance tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I know that there are folks who are tuning in from all around. We have Newark. Let us know where you're watching this from. We are GAPA Theatre. We are part of GAPA, the Gay Asian Pacific Alliance. We were founded in 1988 to give space to amplify who we are, as well as self-determination for queer Asian and Pacific Islander men. Today, GAPA has expanded and envisions a powerful queer and transgender Asian and Pacific Islander community that is seen, heard, and celebrated. So here at GAPA Theatre, we tell our stories. We amplify our stories as queer men and transgender folks here in San Francisco and the Bay Area. If you would like to join GAPA Theatre or are interested in knowing more about us, I think after this, we're going to have a little reception, we usually do that after our show, have a reception so we can meet folks and thank you for coming. And that's a way for you to meet us and find out more about GAPA Theatre. And if there's a way that you want to get involved and tell your story, we would love to have you. We were supposed to open for questions. I don't know if anybody had anything, but could everybody turn on your videos? I want everybody to see us. There we go. And you can go ahead and unmute yourselves and not leave me here alone.
Okay.
Wow, Connecticut, thank you for being here. Mountain View, all the way from Mountain View in Oakland, Dallas, Texas, Concord, oh my God, Chicago. Thank you so much for being here. So these are the folks of GAPA Theatre. We are a collective of intergenerational, as you can see, queer Asian and Pacific Islander folk. And we've been doing this for probably a couple years. And, oh, hold on, I wanna bring someone else in here. Indra, did you wanna say anything come back on and say something? Thank you for the Asian Art Museum for having us as part of Gay Pride Month. We love that we got invited, and we are also up to the challenge to transform our work into an online platform. So thank you for bearing with us in terms of some of the technical things, but we hope you enjoyed the stories. These stories come from these guys and other folks who work with GAPA Theatre. Let's see, hold on. Indra, are you here?
I am. I'm just being invisible, but
Okay.
I was just going to thank everyone at the end, but I wanted to let folks know because they're asking in Q&A. We have videotaped, we have recorded this, and it should be up on our YouTube page within the next couple of days. So please look for it there. And it was very moving tonight, I have to say. I'm still reacting.
Great. Yeah, we have some. What our process is, just so folks know, is that a lot of us aren't writers or actors, but some of us are, and we learn as a collective. We share our stories, we write, we give feedback, and we produce these little vignettes to share our stories. So if any of you, whether you have experience or not, but feel that it's important to tell our stories, then you should get in contact with us. You can follow us on Facebook at our GAPA Theatre page, follow us on Instagram at our GAPA Theatre page. We have a question. How did you work the rehearsal process with the distancing? Let's bring up some of our directors. Let's go with Emmanuel, who directed that last piece, Distancing Together, that was written by Ben Ewan, who is also here as an actor. Emmanuel, tell us about how rehearsal was in terms of shelter in place and that sort of thing.
Well, I mean, the rehearsal works the same way that we're all here. We've done it virtually via Zoom. Once the script was completed and we had a cast in place, we all got on a Zoom conference together. Me, Ben, the writer, and the actors, Amyel and Troy, and we all had a group read together of the script, and we discussed the characters and the nuances of the story and what Ben's goal was in the story that he was trying to tell, and the message that he wanted the audience to walk away with. And then once that first table read was done, the actors and we set a schedule to meet 2 or 3 times during the week, a couple of hours each night. And, we just go through the rehearsals. So, we're performing it virtually and we rehearse it virtually. So I really hope you enjoyed it.
Any of the actors want to comment on rehearsing with your scene partners from other parts of the city? Everybody's shy now?
So shy.
Okay, another person commented, I know about GAPA, but I have not heard about the collective. Have you performed anywhere? GAPA Theatre, I refer to GAPA Theatre as a collective, because when you say theater, sometimes it's a space, a physical space, but GAPA Theatre is us. It's a collective of folks, writers, performers, budding directors. Some of us have directed for the first time in this show. Yes, and we've been together for a couple years. GAPA Theatre started actually in the 90s again, tell our stories, but also to educate folks, particularly around the HIV AIDS crisis, and just bringing our stories, particularly those living with HIV and those knowing folks who have HIV. So it was there as an empowerment to tell our stories and bring out and challenge the stigma of HIV in the early 90s. So that's where we started. And then we revamped again about a couple years ago. This is our second show together. We did our last one last year as part of the Asian and Pacific Islander Cultural Center's United States of Asia America Festival. So yeah, so this is our second show, our first one virtual. So yeah, from Carmen Shen, what inspired this show? What inspired our show was the people who came and wrote their stories. So I want to call in certain people, the writers. Who wants to go first? Let's try Ben. Ben wrote Distancing Together, the last piece that you saw. Ben, what inspired that?
That was based on myself and my boyfriend, our relationship and everything that we were going through during COVID and quarantine and everything. During one of our first brainstorms with the group, one of the other members, Amiel, and he ended up actually being in the piece, but as Adrian. But he was talking about how, as one idea, we could present stories like dating or relationships during the pandemic and such, be very topical, and that, I don't know, that we had never really thought about our relationship being storyable before until then, and so that's what inspired me.
Great. Oh, and since you mentioned him, Amiel wrote Maunawa. What inspired that? Where did that come from?
Maunawa, we wrote it, the first draft of it was like double the amount of scenes, and I think with 3 more characters, but we had to change it quite a bit for Zoom. But the inspiration, there's sort of different places. I have a shout out to my brother, Victor. I have a straight brother. And he and I talked about this theme actually, and he helped write it as well. Also, I think I was listening to NPR and I listened to a lot of NPR, but they were talking about how Asian men are emasculated like all the time. And I was reflecting also on like how that may have worked for me as a younger gay Asian man in the way, like if I play that part, I could get away with certain things. But at the end of the day, is it good or is it bad? And then talking to my brother about it, we kind of realized that this gay Asian man and this straight Asian man had a lot more in common. Our Venn diagrams kind of matched. And from there, we started the first draft.
Yay, Amiel.
Great, thank you. Someone asked us about our process. And so, yes, this is pretty much what we do, is that folks get inspired a lot of times from their very own lives and bring in a script, and we give some feedback on what we hear, what we want to hear more of, and what touches us, what moves us, and that inspires the writers to go back and dig a little deeper. And so it's kind of a back and forth and sharing and supportive environment. Some folks asked about the process around if it's an open and closed process. It's a pretty open process. What we do is that we let folks know that we're going to have a 5-session writing workshop. Sometimes there's a theme. Sometimes it's just we're going to get together and do some writing. And we do it and build a supportive group. So it's an open thing, but we like folks to get involved, whether they're writing or not, just to be present and listen and give some supportive feedback about it. So it's been pretty good. And I think some of the guys, they're like wonderful writers, as you can see. And they even go off on their own and like have writing sessions. So it's like, it's pretty cool in terms of kind of a community and a collective that we built to kind of, again, tell our stories. from Kenneth Lewis. Congratulations on your performance and writing, guys. What were some of the challenges and surprising advantages to performing via Zoom instead of on stage? How about an actor? Let's try SC Longa. She was our Maria.
Oh, you just got to put me on the spot, didn't you? My God. Well, you know, this has been a really interesting process to sort of do this as a live performer. I can say that, you know, I still love the live theater, I think, way more. Zoom has been interesting. It's not without its challenges, but, you know, it's also the future. And I think that it's really powerful that we've got people from like Connecticut and all outside who would never see this show otherwise. And so I think that is a real benefit to it. But, you know, being on a Zoom, it's hard with lighting. You can't control things. You can't interact with people, with your castmates, or even just when you're trying to do simple things like pass things to each other. So, you know, it has its own limitations, I think. But, you know, it's great. Coronavirus, we're here, we're doing that.
Can I just say something? Thank you for that question, Kenneth Lewis. But one really great thing that my director, Emmanuel, actually did for us was that he told us Troy and I would call each other every day for 15 minutes and just chat. Because I think what we realized that when we rehearse in Zoom, it's hard to kind of like build a chemistry, but just chatting, it was really nice. We started like having, you know, you could giggle with one another, and it added this like extra layer when we actually rehearsed or performed the Zoom performances.
Yeah, these two were supposed to be boyfriends, and so like I just wanted, you know, I wanted them to build that rapport so that they can feel comfortable and like they could look like a couple on a video call. So I told them, you know, okay, so we're rehearsing today and tomorrow. We're not rehearsing on these days. Please have a video chat anyway, just to, you know, build that relationship.
Great. Any of the other actors? There's another question about the acting experience. How did the acting experience connect to and enrich your own experience as people dealing with these issues? Many of the issues, I suspect, connect to all of us on some level. That's a question from Daryl. Any actors want to comment on your role? And
I'll jump in. It was funny to be cast, kind of typecast as a middle-aged gay man picking up a younger man, because I am a middle-aged gay man. And it was interesting that the piece that I wrote, that wrote itself, was also in line. And I think I just want to comment that I feel like all of us are drawing from our lives and our experience of oppression. And that's more of where we're inspired by, less about authors or pop culture authors, but from each other. And it's why it's so gorgeous to watch. The acting process was difficult, but what was nice was Cesar challenged some of the writers to use the Zoom format, and you saw it work.
Great. Anybody else? Actors?
I think for me, I played Alex in Amiel's Mauna. I mean, the character, you know, is a brother, the gay brother, kind of approached it in a way where the mother is asking the straight brother for a family, whereas not really about me, which I think for many, I'll speak for myself, was something that sort of, from my experience, you know, well, he's gay and, you know, he's not going to have a family or have kids. And I kind of approach the character in that way, where, yeah, you're drawing it from your experience as well. Right? I think just to kind of my experience with Zoom, there's definitely a challenge as an actor where you know, with acting, you get a kinetic sort of response with somebody that's right across you. Whereas with Zoom, it's you know, it's a challenge to have to kind of pretend that they're right, you know, that they're there, or hopefully the technology shows that I'm actually looking at the right, you know, the right direction or whatnot. And so I think there's definitely to a stage point a certain limitation with Zoom, but this is definitely a enriching experience doing this.
Great, thank you, Oliver.
Chi. So I directed Mauna and with the wonderful Lyman and Oliver and Este. And I think the tricky thing about this piece was that we were trying to make this in the real world where there is like, where you have three people at lunch trying to like eat and pass food to each other, etc. Two brothers getting ready for dates like in the same room, like, and trying to like create that illusion. And so that was kind of a fun little like trick to kind of suspend reality a little bit. But thank you guys.
Great, thanks. Anybody else? Okay, we have a question from Danny Wan. Such rich background to draw on for inspiration. Is it difficult to weave the API backgrounds with the LGBT, also the intergenerational aspects? That sounds like a writer question. Luke, how about that one?
Could you elaborate a little bit more on your question when you talk about intergenerational?
I guess the question is it difficult to weave the API backgrounds with the LGBT and also the intergenerational aspects? Is Danny here?
I think I can just answer that as is. As far as the interaction between being Asian Pacific Islander and being gay, I think it creates so many more unique, bizarre stories. Because if you're not a person of color and you're gay, you're only different in one kind of a way. If you're a minority and you're also gay, it just creates a whole nother gamut of things that you have to deal with. So I was the writer of the Grindr piece in the middle of this show. And I also grew up in Alabama for a couple of years during my most formative years in high school. And so living with Korean parents, very conservative kind of area, very, very white. I was the only minority. I think it created this kind of environment where you had to hide so much. And that just became intermingled really, really bizarrely with technology that's available to us in a way that we no longer seek kind of guidance or mentorship from our own kin, but we seek out advice from people that we've never even met before on the internet. And so those are the kinds of things that I think is super interesting about having a background like ours.
Cool, thank you. Oh, a couple other questions. For the actors, is there something acting on Zoom that you like more than being on stage?
Yeah, scene changes are easier when you can turn off the camera.
Yeah, second emotion. What do I call this? So probably I don't really have that much of anxiety, like especially, you know, like just being on a Zoom, like just basically like talking to your laptop and then you don't see anybody but your partner or the people in your scene. So yeah, that's kind of like, I don't know, like it's different than being on stage, but it's, you know, it's a good difference, but I miss the stage too. So
I think the best part about it too is that you're like in the comfort of your own house. So it's like, just kind of like, you just feel easier acting, like you're not as nervous as hi, I'm also here. But yeah, I think that's the best part of it. Plus like, it kind of like challenged me because putting myself in drag I did that for the first time today. And I mean, it's my second time in drag, but like this was the first time I'm doing it to myself. And that was a challenge, but it was good because it pushed me to do that challenge. And I had so much fun working on this script as well. So yeah.
Great. Any other actors want to comment? Somebody also asked about, is it easier or harder to work on camera as opposed to a live audience?
For me, I think if there was a live show, I probably wouldn't even be able to step on stage personally. This is my first time acting, so I think being at home makes it so much easier just to like when I get nervous, I can just look around and be like, nobody's around me.
Great. Anybody else?
Yeah, I agree with Lyman as well. You know, this is my first time acting. And for me, just doing it right in front of camera, knowing that there isn't a live audience, put me but I would totally would love the opportunity to just step on stage and actually see a live audience, you know, because it feels more real, it's more authentic and so forth.
Great. Anyone else? Okay. How did the casting process work? Sorry.
What? There was a process?
What process was this?
Okay, they're getting a little catty. Anyway, so I don't know. Did I introduce myself? I'm sorry.
Did you?
Hi, I'm Cesar Cadabas. So I'm the artistic director for GAPA Theatre. And like I said, we're kind of an ad hoc collective of folks who are wanting to and learning to and being inspired to and being mentored to telling our stories. And we're, you know, we're a nice sized group, but, you know, sometimes we write scripts that have like 10 people in it. So, for this show, it was just kind of, as you know, we do the writing and then the reading and the feedback. And so what we do is that we ask the writers to choose people in the collective to read a part. And so during the weeks that we do that, I'm not auditioning folks, but I'm just trying to see, you know, what people connect with in terms of the material and so forth. So it worked out pretty well. There were some folks who had to do double duty and so forth. So we're hoping by sharing this with folks, there are more people who want to get involved and we can, you know, have more people to cast and more people to write for us and that sort of thing. So thanks for the question. There was a comment here. Did anybody, wonderful show tonight. This is a good one. So in regards to using technology for rehearsal, how would you go about synchronization if internet connection was poor? So anybody got some stories on rehearsals and internet connections?
I have a story.
Mm-hmm.
Because of this, I'm getting a new computer for work. Because the internet sucked. I couldn't do any, like I can't shut things down. I try to do this and it's like, so I called and complained and they said, okay, we'll get you a new computer. So next time I have no excuses. But it's really important because like when you're rehearsing, you can't tell the emotion if their lines are garbled or I found it really challenging. So anyway, but that's a plus. I get a new computer next week, so.
Other folks on stories on your internet connection? I mean, one of the things that again, this is our first show via Zoom and yeah, we had to realize certain things like being close to your router, not having other apps open while you're on Zooms because they don't suck your bandwidth and you don't freeze. So it was a learning experience and, you know, we're still learning. So if there are any other experts out there around video and Zoom and things like that, we'd love to talk with you. So for our next, if we have to do a next, and that was another question. Is there another show coming up? Is there another show coming up, folks?
We have the material.
Yeah, we have been right. We have so much material. We actually have material for a show that we've been writing. I call it, well, we haven't figured out the title yet, but it's The Sex Show. It's about sex and love and intimacy and relationships and that sort of thing. And it's something that we've been wanting to do and writing some really great stories for. But I guess we're gonna have to talk about doing that virtually, given, you know, that there's a lot of intimate scenes that have been written in some of the scripts, or if we can translate it to Zoom. So that'll be an interesting thing to figure out. But yes, so follow us on GAPA Theatre, our page on Facebook for GAPA Theatre, and we always announce our next shows or our workshops when we're planning a show and that sort of thing.
Well, we did kind of give them a sneak preview into our sex show.
From Rodrigo I thought it was Duarte. Do Troy and Amiel have a fan club? Do you?
Yeah.
You guys have shippers.
Another question from Michael. For the directors, did you have any specific training before this? How did you work with actors to bring out the emotions in the written pieces? Directors?
I don't have any real formal training, but I do have experience in community theater. Apart from being a part of GAPA Theatre, I'm also a part of Bindle Stiff Studio, which is a Filipino-American community theater in San Francisco. I sort of started out there as a writer, and I also did, you know, I sort of tried everything out. You know, I tried writing, I tried acting, and like between the two, I just sort of worked very closely with a couple of different directors and saw how their different processes worked. And, you know, I just sort of learned by observation. That's kind of the beauty of doing, of having like independent community theaters in a city like San Francisco. You know, everybody's very helpful. Everybody's willing to learn. You know, you're surrounded by a lot of great artists who, you know, nobody's necessarily getting like paid. Like, you know, this isn't really a day job for any of us. We're all, you know, we're all like volunteers. We do this because, you know, we love it. You know, and when you're surrounded by like-minded people, it's very easy to pick things up when you see how they work, how the gears are grinding in their head, and the enthusiasm and passion that they bring to their work. It's very contagious. And so, sorry, just to sort of answer your question, I don't really have any formal training. I just sort of learned by observation, by observing and talking to different artists out in different community theaters. As far as bringing out the emotions, in the actors, it helps if you have actors like Troy and Amiel who are very good at making adjustments and are very patient with me as I keep changing my mind, like, do it like this. No, I like it the way you do it the other way. A lot of, I don't know, I guess a lot of it is just sort of trial and error. You know, you have actors trying things out, and you're trying to listen very closely to see if the delivery sounds right or if it needs to be adjusted. And you also try to take advantage of what your actors are bringing to the table themselves. You know, if they have ideas, you need to be open to them, or else you're not using their talent very wisely.
Great. Any of the other directors? Okay, I'm getting that we should wrap up here, but thank you, everyone. We really appreciate you coming out and staying to speak with us. Thank you for, there's all kinds of comments on here, guys, about, oh, we can copy the chat and everything. First time Zoom performance that we've seen, and it was very moving. Thank you. So thank you from GAPA Theatre. Thank you for being here, and follow us and look for our next shows. If you want to get involved in everything, hit us up, and we'd love to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, our wonderful, wonderful actors and directors. This is the second time I saw this through, and it was really moving to see it a second time. So thank you all. A deep bow of gratitude to you. And thank you to everyone who joined us tonight, all of our guests. Come back July 23rd. We have Tao Nguyen from Tao and the Get Down, Stay Down, and she is awesome. And check out GAPA. Please go to their website. Check them out. We gotta support local theater, especially queer theater, right? Year round, not just in June. So we hope to work with you again, GAPA folks. We love you. And be well out there, everyone.